Track good to firm on the turf course, and they're racing at the end of the backstretch, and Fruity Warrior, Golden Fairy both away well. So too Colourful Baron. He's going to keep the early lead, Colourful Baron, from Joyful Champion. Leather Master 4th or 5th, and then came Kingly Demeanor, Chateau Lepiche, and then Joyful Prosperity, and 2 lengths Fury and Gold, Sunny Baby second last, and Splendid Star as last of all. Colourful Baron links up with the course proper rail at the 1400 metre mark and leads ahead. Second, Fruity Warrior, and Leather Master is a length and a half away third on the inside of Golden Fairy. Third pair of Kingly Demeanor and Joyful Champion. 1.5 to the next grey, and a further Joyful is Joyful Prosperity, who's on the inside of Chateau Lepiche. 3 wide Fury and Gold from Splendid Star and Sunny Baby. But past the 1,000 metre mark goes Colourful Baron. Fruity Warrior has backed off and applies no pressure now, and the speed is not fast. Leather Master 3rd. 4th is Golden Fairy. 5th is Kingly Demeanor. 3 wide Fury and Gold going past Joyful Champion. A further length and a half then 2. Chateau Lepiche around Joyful Prosperity. Sunny Baby second last, and Splendid Star is last of all. 600 metres left to go. With his good record course and distance, it's Colourful Baron leading by 1. Fruity Warrior second the outside. Golden Fairy third, hard ridden from Leather Master, Fury and Gold. And Joyful Champion is next. The leader, Colourful Baron, but Fruity Warrior, he's up on the outside and he's going better than Colourful Baron. 2 lengths to Golden Fairy. Then Joyful Prosperity starting to emerge from a pocket from Leather Master. Fruity Warrior the leader. Joyful Prosperity, he's run to him on the outside and taken over. It's going to happen for Joyful Prosperity. Clear of Fruity Warrior, Colourful Baron, and Joyful Prosperity. Long time coming, but he breaks through and beat Fruity Warrior and either Chateau Lepiche, who raced late at Colourful Baron. Then came Golden Fairy, Splendid Star, Leather Master, Sunny Baby, and then Devil and Gold. Fury and Gold followed in then by Joyful Champion, and last in is Kingly Demeanor. To 2.6. Joyful Prosperity, Hugh Bowman, Danny Shum combined to take the first. It's been a long time coming, but he's won, and won in good style. Ridden cold, as is usually the case with him. A lot of times you'll go up and he won't let down. That hasn't been the case here. He's put them away, and he scored at 2.6 and 1.34 at second. Fruity Warrior at 1.9. Trouble.
Main protagonists here, and Floof is one of those after winning last time out, beating Lucky Banner. Forever Folks from back in the field, Excel, Wong Choi, and also Harker Radiance, who gave a good sight in front here, Paul. But Floof, son of Tavistock, onto the all-weather here. Can he repeat again?
Look, the thing that worries me about him is that he's drawn wide, and this was a wet slow. It's a different track here this afternoon. It's on a good track. So I don't mind the one finishing off really strongly. Forever Folks down the outside, the number 8, you can see on that replay. He finished off really well, and I think on the dry slow he can overturn it.
Okay, so nice powdery surface this afternoon for the all-weather. Moving on to Dragon Star now. Pia Ungan to Karis Tik now. Winning steps comes out of this race and wins. He was just beaten here by Forever Glorious. All-weather second time for him.
Yeah, that's just the query. Now, to be fair, when he did run on the all-weather, it was only over 1,200 metres, and it was his second start ever in his career. So it's hard to say whether he likes it or not. Breeding-wise, it shouldn't be a problem, and he generally does work well on it.
What about you?
We'll head to the all-weather surface at Shatin for race number 3. This is a Class 4 event for horses going 1,650 meters, or about 1 mile and 70 yards. My top selection is horse number 9, Lucky Banner, and I liked this horse a fair bit last time out, when he was second throughout and finished beaten 3 parts of a length. He winds up getting a significant amount of weight in this spot, and I don't think he sat his preferred trip last time out. He was a little bit off the pace as opposed to being on the lead, and I think that may very well have played a part in the rider change that we see in this particular spot. I think the stars are aligning for Lucky Banner to turn the tables on Floof, who is my second choice. Behind that one, let's go with number 6, Excel Wong Choi in third, and number 2, Blissful Star in fourth. 9, 1, 6, and 2 for me in the upcoming third at Shatin.
Jenny, we're going to start at number 8, Forever Folks. Has won a 48, and he's rated 47. I thought it was a good run on a wet slow last time.
Look, it was a pretty good run. He was hard ridden most of the way, but he's backed up looking well. He seems to hold on to that condition quite well. 1183 pounds, actually put on a few pounds. So, look, he's a stocky type. He looks great in his coat. He's very relaxed with his two handlers here, walking out perfectly okay by his standards. So, I'll consider him.
Okay, Forever Folks, 6.2 his quote at the moment. The Michael Chang stable has kicked off in grand form this season. He's £4 better off with Floof, and was back at the pack and closed off nicely there last time out. He has placed just the 1 second up in the past as this 6-year-old by Tavistock out of a Northern Meteor mare, and he looks to be about the only one in the parade ring at the moment as we count down to the third of the day. After racing's completed here today at Sharton, of course, Paul, big night of simulcast action coming through from Europe, of course. We've got the World Pool in operation for the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe meeting. We've got 6 Group 1s all in a row, followed by a couple of Class 1 handicaps to round out the card at just before 1 a.m. Hong Kong time. But the first is underway at 7:55, so terrific meeting coming up. It's one of the great races on the world calendar, the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe.
Yeah, it definitely is. And as you say, with all those Group 1 races coming up, all the sort of the prime stock of Europe all going for those races.
Yeah,
so
you've got a tip for the Arc.
I knew you were going to ask me that, so I've just turned it. Our Riffer's been running pretty well recently.
Los Angeles?
Yeah, Los Angeles, another one that's been going pretty good as well. Ryan Moore, of course, on Los Angeles. And Itaki Take is on our Riffer, the Japanese jockey, who's the Wooten Bassett. I remember he's been going quite well, our Riffer. I've seen him in a couple of the simulcast races. But a wide open one this year. But Los Angeles, as Jenny said, has been racing really well. He's by Camelot as well, so the 2,400 metres is going to be right down his alley.
Yeah, terrific race. The Arc coming up at 20 minutes past 10 Hong Kong time tonight. You can bet into the World Pool for that. And all the information can be found on the World Pool's website as well as the Jockey Club's website, hkjc.com, Jenny.
Certainly can. A sad day yesterday. Singapore racing no longer after 184 years, I think it is. Very sad.
Yeah, the Gold Cup there was taken out by Smart Star, the colours of Smart Bet, who won the Gold Cup a few moons ago. Of course, they had a pretty good crowd there at Kranji yesterday for the final time, but that's it, Paul, all done.
Yeah, all done and dusted. Go over there and watch the Hong Kong horses win a few races over there over the years as well. Lucky 9, Dan Attack as well, and Aero Vistler. Yeah.
Right, we can move on to Palace Pal, Jenny, who's in the parade now for David Hall and Keegan DeMello. Was out the back in a recent trial. He's first up for the season.
He's a horse that's never put on any condition. He's only 989 pounds. So he's dropped another 4 pounds. He always looks a bit on the light side. Bandaged on those bumpers. He's quite fine skinned, but healthy enough. And, he seems to be walking out okay. Another one with a bit of a floating action in front. But he's just never filled out. So he just lacks that overall strength.
We've got the favourite on screen now. Jenny, Lucky Banner at 3.4, the 9.
Lucky Banner needs a bit of loosening up. He's not totally smooth in front or behind, that off-hind as well. So, look, healthy enough in his coat and very fit-looking, very relaxed as well. So positives and negatives for him. The light weight here for Alice Wong, obviously getting that claim is going to assist him, I would imagine. But he does need some loosening up. So I'm going to say more a place chance on looks.
Okay, as we see runners moving around the yard here for the third race. Floof on screen at 8.3 and 2.7, Jenny, the last start winner.
Last start winner that is quite a stocky type of horse to look at, and yet he only weighs in at 1,036 pounds. He's actually put on 13 pounds, but walks out freely enough. His attitude's good. He's got a few little sweat marks on him, but free enough in his action, and he's alert, behaviour's good, quite stocky and solid. So he's there with some claims.
We're going to go now to number 2, which is Blissful Star. Didn't like his trial, Jenny, recently, 14 to 1.
No, it was really ordinary, wasn't it? I'm not sure what to make of him, because prior to that last start of his, he was pretty consistent. He actually is quite a nice horse to look at. He's bandaged quite heavily in front, so perhaps he's actually got a vet report, a right fetlock injury, and he did have surgery to his right fetlock as well. So that's the reason he has been off the scene for a while. But he looks in pretty good condition. Scale say he's put on 21 pounds, so I'm guessing he just might need an outing, looking at him and what the scales say. So place only for me, but nice type.
USS Constitution, Jenny. He looks just not quite slightly on his toes, but he looks keen and eager to get on with things.
Yeah, he certainly is. And, we don't often see horses that are sweating up much from the John Size yard or, misbehaving by any means. Not that he is, he's just keen. Bandaged on all four legs, another one, a very lightly framed looking horse, 1,007 pounds, but quite neat. Does look fit and fine-skinned and warm. So place only for me.
And he's at 15 and 4.8. Number 4, the next one on the screen, which is Viva Graciousness. He comes onto this surface here, Viva Graciousness, for the first time, Jenny. Third up this afternoon.
Yeah, look, he's relaxed. He's not a standout type. Probably needs a tiny little loosen up in front. Overall, been very disappointing. He would need to improve. He's been struggling. Not sure that he can. Not sure that there's much under the bonnet there. So, look, I like his laid-back attitude, and he does look fit, so he gets a pass.
16 and 5.3 for the deep field 5-year-old. He's naught across all columns from his 11 starts to date. Race wide last start, so he's not done a great deal. Has Viva Graciousness. Dragon Star into the all-weather for the second time. Jenny, out of that race at Happy Valley last time out, the first 4 or 5 in the run around the home turn, they were the first 4 or 5 home as well.
Yeah, he covered a bit of ground into that first turn as well, Dragon Star. Now, he's got a bit of substance. He's strong enough, but he's not totally smooth walking, particularly in front, which I've noted before. Still a tad wintry in his coat, but very relaxed, like his strength. Just requires that loosen up in front. So another one with a place hope for me.
There he is, Dragon Star, 9 and 2.7 for a second start here on the all-weather. Did run at one time. It was over 1,200. Second start in his career. He's up to 1,650. This horse has run pretty well. His last 2 starts have both been on the all-weather. A couple of fours for him, and he should get a good run from barrier 1, and that's XL Wongchoy.
XL Wongchoy, yes. Look, he hasn't placed yet, but I think he gets a good opportunity. He's got a very good attitude, nice, healthy-looking coat, very strong in the shoulder, decent hindquarters on him as well, and maintained his condition. So I think he looks in pretty good order. Can't find much wrong with him. I like his strength and attitude. So he's there with maybe even an each-way chance. Maybe just, I wonder whether or not he needs to lose a little bit more weight, though, so maybe more so a place chance.
He's currently into 5.9 at the moment. It's XL Wongchoy, as we see them parading here for the third of the day. We're only 8.5 minutes out from start time. Still maybe 1 or 2 more to see here. Tahaka Radiance is one of those who last start, Jenny, they led up with him and probably been a little quick, maybe the second section, then in the end was beaten 3 lengths.
Yeah, look, he did have to work a bit from gate number 10, so he's better drawn here this afternoon. Also got a bit of size and scope and strength. He does appear to be walking out okay, and I think he parades probably as good as I've seen him in 9 starts. So I'm expecting a better effort from him. I don't think he looks bad.
That is Harker Radiance, the 4-year-old for Danny Shum, who won the first race of the afternoon. As we see runners leaving the yard now for race number 3. Paul, the market before we get Jenny's top 4, Lucky Banner installed favourite again.
Yeah, there's plenty in single figures. There's 6 of the 10 are actually in single figures here. So 8.3 Floof, the last start winner. Blissful Star 15, USS Constitution 15, 17 Viva Graciousness, Dragon Star 9.1, 6 XL Wongchoy, 6.5 Haka Radiant, 6.6 Forever Folks, 3.3 Lucky Banner, and Palace Power. He's a 46 chance.
Okay, thank you, Paul, as they make their way out. 16.50 for the first of the all-weather races this afternoon. Jenny, Lucky Banner, the favourite. There's 10 to choose from. Who made it into the top 4?
The 8 goes on top. The horse that's been in here for a long, long time, in fact, Forever Folks, who hasn't got too hot and bothered, kept his cool right throughout the parade. He's a really stocky type of horse, good attitude, does look nice and strong and fit. So I've got him on top of number 7, Hacker Radiance. I thought he paraded quite well, actually. That's probably as good as I've seen that horse. He's got a bit of body strength. Gate 3, better drawn, so he probably gets an opportunity to go better. The 2-horse Blissful Star. Now, he might just be in need of a run. Of course, he's had a few issues, but he's the nicest type in the field, that's for sure. Attitude is good. I don't think he's far off being fully fit, but it's 231 days since he raced, and his trial was a bit on the average side. So jury out, definitely, but on looks he gets in. And the 1 Floof, solid, strong-bodied horse. I thought he paraded well. I like his attitude too, so I'll put him in. Of the rest, XL Wong Choi next best, but 8, 7, 2 and 1.
Thank you, Jenny. 8, 7, 2 and 1 as runners are making their way out onto the track. Jenny with 8, 7, 2 and 1. Forever Folks ahead of number 7, Harker Radiance, 2 Blissful Star and Floof, number 1, the last start winner, carrying it the top weight here of 132 pounds, 134, of course, with that claim of Matthew Poon taking it 2 off. Another open old event, this one here, Mark, plenty in single figures. Which way did you go here for the first of the dirt races today?
Gone the favourite, Tom, simply because of the stats around him when it comes to his second up record and a £7 claim for Ellis Wong. He didn't have a claim first up. Luke Ferraris rode him and carried 123 to a narrow second behind Floof. He's down to 115 pounds on his back here. 5 starts, second up for a win in 2 seconds. On that, Lucky Benner at 3.4 and 1.5, the on-top selection. Forever Folks has to go in. Really goes badly when it comes to these 1650-metre races on the all-weather, and he certainly didn't last time. Ran third behind Floof on the wet, slow surface. He was making ground, and much further, he probably would have run second. He was placed on the turf 2 starts ago. Ben Thompson, Michael Cheng wide draw, but he likes to race back in the field anyway. He goes in for second. 6 for third, which is XL Wong Choi. He's run 4th at his last 2 course and distance behind Young Brilliant and Floof. But he only goes on the dirt. And number 5, Dragon Star, 1650 won't be a problem. Don't think we can read anything into the only time he did race on 1650. And they're off. Harker Radiance just a shade slow out of the gates. He's being pushed now. Out wide, Floof goes forward. Lucky Benner, Harker Radiance. Blissful Star and down on the inside, XL Wong Choi is looking to let a few of the others go and just hold a spot on the rail behind the pace. Palace Pals on the fence and then Dragon Star, Forever Folks and Viva Graciousness is second last. And last of all is USS Constitution, sweeping towards the back with just on 1,200 to go. And Lucky Benner takes up the running by a length over Harker Radiance, happy to take a trail. Then came Floof and 2.5 lengths to XL Wong Choi. Blissful Star was being pushed along at the entrance to the back, and he's still being worked on by Hamlin. A break of 2 to Palace Powell, Dragon Star, Forever Folks, Viva Graciousness, and last is USS Constitution. Lucky Benner is the leader. 3/4 over last start winner, Floof. He's second on the outside. Third, Harker Radiance, and 4th is XL Wong Choi. Blissful Star is still being ridden along. Then came Palace Powell. Dragon Star pushed along. Same said about Forever Folks and Viva Graciousness. And last is USS Constitution. Lucky Benner leads 3/4 on Floof. He's Niggledack. Harker Radiance having a good run. Then XL Wong Choi. 3 lengths to Palace Powell and Forever Folks. Lucky Benner just over 300 to go. 1 on Floof. Harker Radiance. XL Wong Choi produced wider out to 4th, and then came Forever Folks. Lucky Benner at the furlong. Harker Radiance 3/4 away. Forever Folks is wider out. Lucky Benner still half a length. Harker Radiance. Forever Folks is sweeping over the top though, and it's Forever Folks. Forever Folks from Harker Radiance and Lucky Benner. Then XL Wong Choi, Floof, Palace Powell, Viva Graciousness, Dragon Star, Blissful Star, and USS Constitution is the last one in. Number 8, Forever Folks, Ben Thompson, Michael Chang at 6.1 and 2 a place. Has beaten home the 7, Harker Radiance, Green Lamped at 1.9 a place, Derek Long. Lucky Benner, the 9 at 1.7, Alice Wong will be third. It was set up for a swooper, but most of the swoopers were hard-ridden coming to the turn, and it's only been Forever Folks who 9 times out of 10 runs home like that on this surface in particular. He did last time, and he was aided by that speed down the back, and he's swept over the top to score. Ben with his
strength all over and continues to walk out nice and freely. So he's in good order. I would expect a good run from him. Gate 10 a bit awkward, but he looks nice and strong and well.
Yeah, if they were certainly to overcook it in front, that would certainly suit him here. A good strong tempo Adderfield, 4.5 and 1.7 at this point for the favourite out of the Ricky U barn, who's won 6 from 22, and 3 of them, in fact, all 6 of them, I should say, have been on the all-weather. 3 in this grade, 1 in this grade, 3 course and distance for the son of Deepfield. The best peach, he was a polytrack winner at Kempton prior to arriving. Jenny, how's he looking?
He's not looking too bad. Whether or not he just needs one outing just to bring his fitness level right up to scratch, that would be my little query with him. I don't know that he's 100% fully tuned, but he's not far off. Pretty quiet, relaxed type of horse, and he's walking out freely, so I can leave him on a place line.
And he's currently at 29 and 8.7 is the best peach. Here's the 7 Chill Chibi coming to the surface for the first time. Son of Rope, 7.6 about him.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what to expect on this surface from him, but let's get closer. He looked pretty good last time I saw him. An athletic type, bit of size about him, looks great in his coat, looks fit enough, attitude is good, very free in his action as well, so he does look well.
Rightio, that is Chill Chibi there at 7.6. I think he's certainly a live chance. Got the quarter marks on the rump there. Does the Danny Shum train to Galloper. Danny looking to bookend the program. Of course, he won the first of the day, which was the Class 5 over the 1,800 metres. We go to Berlin Tango. He's 12 and 2.5, I should say, but he's got a terrible first up record. Jenny, he has won second up, but he is only a 3-time winner.
I didn't mind his most recent trial, I've got to say. And, he does perform best on this type of surface. Now, he's not a terribly smooth walking horse in front or behind these days. He's getting on a bit. He's a 7-year-old, so needs a bit of loosening up. He always carries that little bit of weight around the midsection. Attitude's okay. I could leave him on a place line. 12
and 2.5 for Berlin Tango. 3-time winner from here in Hong Kong, but doesn't win out of turn, does Berlin Tango. And it's currently double-figure prices. Most of these horses are. They're all at 12 and 2.5. Real good betting race here. Kane Generation, though, he's single figures. 7.3 on his seasonal debut.
I think I'd prefer him over a little further. I love his laid-back, relaxed attitude, and I'd quite like him as far as type goes. Whether or not he's 100% fully tuned, that would have to be my little query with him. But he is such a big, strong horse. Just carries that little bit of weight around the midsection. Like his free action, though. So another one, more a place chance than a winning chance for me.
Zach putting up £2 over at 120. Red Hair King making his all-weather debut here, Jenny. But he is by So You Think, and that progeny has gone well here on the all-weather in the past. We hark back to the likes of So We Joy and Buddies, who were winners for the sire on the surface.
Yeah, I've always quite liked this horse because he's such a neat-looking type, and he's always had a pretty good attitude as well. He tends to pick up prize money on a regular basis. Once again, his attitude is good. He's just about to come past me now, so I'll get a better look at him. Fluency is good. He does look fit. He's healthy. Neat little horse. He's well once again. He looks good.
Yeah, I've included him. I've always had time for Red Hair King, and he's at 10 and 2.9. Capital Delight, the distance is the query for him. The surface is obviously no problems. Ben Thompson from Barrier 3.
Athletic, plenty of size about him, bit of scope. He actually looks really quite fit and well. I'm pretty sure he's not going to disgrace the way he presents here, but I totally agree with you. He's gone from 1,200 up to 1,650 here on this surface, and I'm not sure whether or not that's going to be ideal, but horse actually looks really well, so I can't rule him out.
Okay, Capital Delight, Apache Pass. Now he's right in the market here, Jenny, as he has been his last few starts. He's at 8.2. David Eustace has been tinkering with the gear. What about him fresh here?
Yeah, look, he's one that doesn't often appeal from the parade. He can tend to get himself rather warm in the parade, and he's a bit of an awkward walking horse, particularly behind. You can see he sort of stamps those hind legs down. But, he on his right day, he's a pretty good horse on this surface. I think he's presented him pretty well by his standards, but there's a few others in front of him.
Next one, and the bottom one is 13 Turin Mascot. He's put on 14 pounds, Jenny. Does that show?
Not too badly. Yeah, he may have put on a little bit of weight, but he doesn't look gross. He doesn't look far off being fully fit. So, there's a little bit of condition to work with, but I still don't think he'll disgrace the way he presents. Vanish on those hind legs. He's quite a nice horse. He's very relaxed as well. I think he looks. I think he looks quite well actually. So. I could leave him there with a place chance.
He's out of the handicap here, £4. He was a two-time winner on the Poly track in Ireland prior to arriving here. And he's placed in his only go on the surface has Turin Mascot, the son of Caravaggio. He's 10-1 at the moment. There is Moments in Time making his way out onto the dirt surface for the final time today here at Sharton. We'll head back to Jenny shortly, but Paul, the market in the wide open get out stakes.
It is, isn't it? It lives up to its name here. Moments in Time 15, Sword Point 15, Orvis Pools 19, Telecom Fighters 35, Adaful 4.5, 29 The Best Peach, Chilchibi 7.9, 12 Berlin Tango, 6.9 Kane Generation, 10 both Red Hair King and Capital Delight, 8.4 Apache Pass and Turin Mascot 11. Really good betting race to finish.
Okay, so making their way out for this final race, Jenny, wide open this one. So many chances. What about, can you narrow it down on looks for us from the paddock, please?
Well, I can narrow it down to 4. There's no guarantee that they'll finish in the top 4, though. But I thought number 10, Red Hair King, did present the best. So this is second up for him. Drawn in gate number 4, so well enough drawn, but making his all-weather debut. So we're a little bit of guesswork here, but he does look good. He goes in from number 5, Adafil, and we know he's more than capable on this surface. He looks good once again. Gate 10, a bit awkward, but he's a nice, big, strong horse, sensible type. The 7-horse Chilchibi making his all-weather debut. There he is on screen. He looks particularly well too. And I thought number 11, now, the query is the distance for him. That's Capital Delight. I thought he paraded really nicely with his light weight. I'm going to have to put him in. But I've got the big query about whether or not this is going to be ideal for him, the 1650. I think he needs less distance than that, but looking good, so he makes it in. So good luck if you are having a bet on the last. I'm going 10, 5, 7 and 11. I'll see you for Oktoberfest on Wednesday night at Happy Valley.
You will. Thank you, Jenny. 10, 5, 7 and 11 with the Red Hair King coming out on top. It's just about 10-1 from Adafil, who is the favourite. Chilchibi in there as well. And Capital Delight, who's also around that $10 mark here, making his way down to the start. You can slice and dice this race all sorts of ways here, Mark. It's a cracking last race to finish.
Yeah, the chopping board and the free stake nights have been out, Tom, and in the end, come up number 13. Turin Mascot at 11 and 3.7. The fact that he's had one start on this surface and he's placed, there's so many unknowns when it comes to racing on the all-weather. His best form is further, there is no doubt about that, but his trials over shorter trips have actually been quite good. A third, a first and a third. He's had 3 trials. He should be fairly forward. He's got no weight on his back, 115 pounds. Alexi Bedell rides for Pierre Ung. So 13, Turin Mascot at 10-1 and 3.7 on top. To beat number 5, Adafil, who's the favourite at 4.4 and 1.7. Really good last trial, went second behind Hong Kong Hall, and he ran him well in his first trial too. We know what we get from Adafil when it comes to racing on the inside circuit here. He loves it. He's very competitive. He's very honest. 9 is going in for third Kaying Generation. He's had 4 trials, so Pierre's poured the work into him. Derby runner-up, of course, and at 6.8 and 2.4 has Zach on board looking for a treble. And 7, Chilchibi, loves the 1650 at Happy Valley, one of many in this field who is unknown when it comes to the surface. But what he's done around Happy Valley, he's going to run the trip and run it quite well. So 13, 5, 9 and 7 for the last ball.
Yeah, I'm going to make the each-way play Sword Point in this. Currently 16 and 6. He's a horse that always works well on the surface. He's won a couple of all-weather trials in his career here and looked really good moving on it. He's by American Pharaoh out of a Fastnet Rock mare. So there's plenty of breeding suggest he should love it, Sword Point. Hasn't done too much in his last few starts. He's been out of form, but that's been on the turf. So hopefully he can bounce back here on the all-weather from barrier number 6. So made him the each-way play at 16 and 6. The 9 in there for second, which is Kaying Generation. Will need further in time, but this is a good starting point for him, and he's another one that likes the surface. The favourite Adafil, he's always runs very consistently, runs well, and there is plenty of support for him. Then I'm going to put Red Hair King in, another one who's coming to the service for the first time. Good draw, and he's by So You Think, so he should have no problems with it. So 2, 9, 5 and 10 for me.
Last on the card, I'm settling here with number 7, that is Chill Chibi. I'm happy to take a chance with him at 8 at the moment. 3.6, he was favourite last time out at Happy Valley over the 1650. Settled a fair way back, made up some really good inroads late in the straight there. He was basically second last at the 300 metres. Last 400 was 23.36. It was the quickest of the race. It was a good performance, I thought, in defeat. And it was only beaten a length and a quarter behind the informed Woodfire Bro. It was a good run. I'm not too worried about him on the surface here. He's always trialled well on this surface, has Chill Chibi. So 7 on top ahead of 3. All for St. Paul's. He's a decent price in this race. He's a go-forward horse, probably in the back half of his career. He's always been a horse that likes to race up on the pace. Most of his wins have been when leading, so he's been quite one-dimensional. Probably not going to be able to lead here if Brittany Wong can stoke up Telecom Fighters from that wide draw and get across into that first turn. But it'll be somewhere there. He should give you a good run for your money. He goes well first up. It's a course and distance winner. Matthew Poon gets on with him as well, pretty honestly, as per usual. And Frankie Law's off the mark today as well. Got 10 in for third, Red Hair King, 9.5, 2.5 onto the all-weather. I don't think that's going to be a problem for him here this afternoon. Finished off particularly well, I thought, in that same Woodfire Bro race. And the other one I threw in was number 9, and that being Car Ying Generation. Keen to see what he can do here. 1650 would have to be his bare minimum in terms of trip-wise, but he was up on the speed last time out, got involved in a battle. Of course, that was in the Queen Mother Memorial Cup and was beaten 17 3/4. He was gone before turning. Interesting, Zach's riding him here as well for Pierre Room, and he puts up a couple of pounds over from barrier number 11. Recap of Jenny's selections. So Jenny's with 10, Red Hair King over number 5, and that is Adderfield. 7, Chill Chibi, and 11, Capital Delight, trying the course and distance for the first time. A 1,200-metre winner 2 runs ago on a wet, slow surface. So we're not far away from the last here, Paul. Adderfield just trimming in a little bit. It's been a good afternoon for Ricky Yu. He's at 4.2, play and late money.
I've made Sword Point my each-way play. There's no money for him. He's drifting. He's out to 17 and 6.2 currently. There is the favourite Adderfield on screen. As you mentioned, he's down to 4.2. There are some Quinellas going for Red Hair King, and he's coming from 10 to 9. So a bit of late money on one of the first starters there on the surface, Red Hair King. He's down to 9. But Adderfield, 4.2 favourite.
Is there going to be an early burn-up here?
Yeah, there will be, I think, there's going to be one. Telecom Fighters is one-dimensional already. He likes to lead. He's got a £10 claim on him. And he's
when it comes down to him and All for St. Paul's, he leads, doesn't he?
You'd think so, right? But All for St. Paul's, I'm sure Matthew Poon will make it hard for Telecom Fighters. And if anything goes wrong with Telecom Fighters, then All for St. Paul's, he'll be happy enough to lead. But they're the two main leaders in the race.
Moments in time,
but
what is
he goes forward?
12?
He's going to go forward from 12. So
Sword Point?
Yeah, well, he's drawn 6. I reckon he'll sit about. That's why I quite like him. I think he'll be sort of 5th or 6th in the run. The market's telling me he can't win. He's out to 18 and 6.6 currently. But the way it works on the surface, the one that there is a lot of money for is Car Ying Generation. He's now to 6.5, and you'd think this was at this ultimate lowest sort of distance, wouldn't you?
You would think so.
Over the 1650, because we saw him went over a lot longer, but there's a lot of support with him.
He won on the poly track at Dundalk prior to arriving here in Hong Kong. You just have to wonder if this is a stepping stone for something else. We saw him race up to 2,400 metres. He got involved in that battle at the Queen Mother Memorial Cup and weekend out of it. He was, of course, 3rd in a derby behind Massive Sovereign, who trialled particularly well at Happy Valley yesterday. Did Massive Sovereign, the Romantic Warrior trial. His trial, I thought, looked good coming into this, but 1650, you're right, is his bare minimum. You just have to wonder, are they just trying to get a few runs into his legs before we get to December? Because you'd say after this, would he head to Jockey Club Cup or something like that, 2,000 metres for him?
Yeah, I'd say so, something along those lines. There's Red Hair King going in. A lot of late money for him. He's down to 8.7. There's a few exotics for Adderfield, but the favourite keeps getting back, 3.9. So there are different ways you can look at it. Capital Delight hasn't moved from 10. Apache Pass is out to 10.
Yeah, fascinating race, this race, to wrap up proceedings here, Mark. It's on the all-weather Class 2, 1650, and Adderfield's the one they've found here at 3.9.
And he's one of three to move in, Tom, and the other two are about to go in ahead of him. Chura Mascot, the grey, Capital Delight goes in. Adderfield to complete the line. 4 and 1.7 back to the Valley on Wednesday night. It's the last at Shartin. 3.8 the 5. Money Moments in Time. He's green on a win line at 12, and they're racing. And ridden for speed, all for St Paul's. Sword Point, Red Hair King away well. So too Telecom Fighters, who's very wide coming to the first turn. Moments in Time hunting up also. So it's Telecom Fighters, all for St Paul's, looking to sweep down from wide draws, and all for St Paul's finds the rail. Sword Point box seats, and fourth Moments in Time from Red Hair King Apache Pass. Denture and Mascot around Berlin Tango from Chilchibi 3 up. Capital Delights on the rail. Half a length to the best peach between horses from Adderfield second last, and Kaying Generation last of all. It's all for St Paul's, who keeps the lead. Half a length over Telecom Fighters and Sword Point third. Moments in Time fourth. Just over 2 lengths to a Red Hair King and Apache Pass, and 2.5 to Turin Mascot and Berlin Tango. A further gap in the field of another 2 lengths then to Capital Delight and Chilchibi, who's hard ridden. 2 lengths out of Phil, 2 lengths the best peach, who's lost a bit of ground. Kaying Generation is last and 12 off the lead. All for St Paul's and Telecom Fighters look each other in the eye. Sword Point third. Moments in Time's being eased out of the race. 3 lengths away fourth is Red Hair King from Apache Pass, and then came Turin Mascot. In the straight, 3.50 to go. Telecom Fighters has the better of all for St Paul's. Sword Point on his outside has run up to Telecom Fighters, and about 4 lengths away Apache Pass. Turin Mascot Adderfield. Sword Point though, he's streaking away. He's 3 on Telecom Fighters. Adderfield and Turin Mascot, they'll fill minors, but Sword Point wins the last. Sword Point too good. Beat home Adderfield, Turin Mascot, Chilchibi. Then came Capital Delight. Next in Apache Pass, Red Hair King, Telecom Fighters, Kaying Generation, Berlin Tango, the best peach. All for St Paul's, and Moments in Time has finished the race, but he was just allowed to cruise down the straight. Paul Lully's long shot, and he was singing it loud and proud well before the race. In fact, the day before the race. And at 14 and 5.4, 2 days before the race, because on Racing to Win, he said, watch its trials, watch its trials. It's got American breeding. Been waiting for it, waiting for it. And Paul's found it at 14 and 5.4. And Derek Long has delivered perfectly in the last on Sword Point to absolutely streak them and had the horse in a perfect place the entire way. Sword Point is first, 5 has run second, Adderfield at 1.9, and 13 is third. That is Turin Mascot at 2.7. He went green, a win in place. 137.94. They've ended up way inside standard. Sword Point, perfect ride from 6. Number 4, Telecom Fighters, has held on for 4th. Money Moments in Time. He's green on a win line at 12, and they're racing. And ridden for speed, all for St Paul.